I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles. A great millstone taught me this 144% truth, as well as peace and blessings to you Akim and Akwat that are listening and learning the sound doctrine. All right, and I'm gonna get straight into the lesson. Speaking about the new king of Babylon the Great, which is Donald Trump, and he's already letting it be known his plans. All right, I'm gonna play a video.
Is being poisoned from within by the drugs and by all of the other crime that's taking place. The drug cartels are waging war in America, and it's now time for America to wage war on the cartels. In this war, Joe Biden has sided against the United States and with the cartels. They are making more money than they've ever made before, times 10. There's never been anything like it. They're major companies. They're bigger than even some of our biggest companies. Biden's open border policies are a deadly betrayal of our nation. When I am president, it will be the policy of the United States to take down the cartels, just as we took down ISIS and the ISIS caliphate, and just as, unlike the situation we're in today, we had a very strong border, the strongest border, in fact, in the history of our country, and drugs were at a low of 45 years. There's been nothing like what we did just 2 years ago. We will show no mercy on the cartels. Every day, drug traffickers are using the waters of our region to ship their lethal poisons to America, killing so many of our people and ruining families. In addition to restoring strong border security, I will deploy all necessary military assets, including the U.S. Navy, to impose the full naval embargo on the cartels. I did that before, and it worked. What we did was incredible. We will guarantee that the waters of the Western Hemisphere are not used to traffic illicit drugs to our country. Furthermore, I will order the Department of Defense to make appropriate use of special forces, cyber warfare, and other overt and covert actions to inflict maximum damage on cartel leadership, infrastructure, and operations. I will designate the major cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. We will sever their access to global financial systems. I will also work to forge an unprecedented partnership with neighboring governments in our region, just like I did in Mexico. And remember, in Mexico alone, an estimated 100,000 civilians have been tragically murdered or gone missing at the hands.
And as you see, Trump is, letting it be known who his enemy is, which his enemies are you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. A lot of you Issacharites and you tribes from the Northern Kingdom voted for Trump. Okay, but he's about to show his horns in this presidency. Them just getting the power to control the Senate, the House, as well as him. He's going to take away a lot of these programs that got a lot of you feeling like you're free. That's the false narrative that America gives a lot of you Northern tribe, Israelites, man. You Hispanic Israelites. All right, is you so-called Hispanic Israelites, is that you're free over here in America. All right, but the Lord, right, is about to let this devil show his horns. All right, this is from the Forbes.com website. It says Harris won the college-educated vote, but Trump gained young and Latino voters. And here's the breakdown. All right, as you see, a lot of you Israelites voted for Trump to be in office, and he's about to show his horns. He just hired this man, Tom Homan, who's letting it be known there will be no more sanctuary cities. He's going to step on toes, right? And he's going to show, he's that same devil from the garden. He's about to show and expose his horns. All right. Because the whole plan in Babylon the Great, all right, is to make it as if, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the problem for drugs. When this devil is bringing in drugs by the masses, right? We know what happened this is what happens when Esau brings in his dope, all right? Because Jake is not the lead man to bring in the drugs over here in Babylon the Great. It's actually Esau Edom, the so-called white man. It says ship seized in 1.3 billion cocaine bust is owned by J.P. Morgan Chase. And this is just in 2019. It says a cargo ship that was seized last month with nearly 20 tons of cocaine on board. So these devils are bringing in 20 tons of dope to America, but they're trying to make it as if the cartel, is the main man, when this devil is the main dope dealer and drug dealer, right? And this is the narrative that they push. That you Hispanics are the the predator. When these devils are rape, robbing, and pillaging all throughout the four corners of the earth, they want to point the finger and accuse, all right, the tribes of doing this.
Information about that before we decided to just grant them parole?
No, look, I've been saying for over 3 years, Lawrence, there's no vetting process. They say they vet these people, but American people need to know. We don't have access to other countries' criminal databases. So when they vet them, they're vetting them through NCIC, our system, NCIC III state systems. So unless they have a record in the United States based on their fingerprints, we don't know who they are or what criminal record they are. They come from El Salvador, Guatemala, or Venezuela. We don't have access to that information. So we take your fingerprints and run them.
Right. So they, they make Jake, the bad guy. Meanwhile, they're just this nice, innocent American man that's done nothing. And the scriptures speak about how this devil would come pointing the finger, man. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Right? Because they're always not guilty. All those cases that Trump got, those are going to be forgotten. All the wickedness that he's committed, it goes unnoticed. It says, for I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. But lo, I will deliver the man, everyone into his neighbor's hand, and into the hand of his king, and they shall smite the land, and out of their hand I will not deliver them. And I will feed the flock of slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me 2 staves, the one I called beauty, and the other I called bands, and I fed the flock. And the Lord did exactly that by placing us in this captivity, man. And this devil is indeed the Lord's sword. All right.
Process is terrible, and that's why we keep seeing these criminals coming to our attention that were released by this administration. I want to add one more thing. You talk about the child sex crimes. Under Kamala Harris, we'd have over 500,000 children have been smuggled into the United States, separated from their families, smuggled by criminal cartels, and released to the United States. That's your failure as a border czar. And let me add this. They've released these people to so-called sponsors. They don't vet properly. Now they can't find 148,000 children or their sponsors, and I guarantee you, based on my 3.5 decades of investigative experience, these children are in forced labor or they're in forced sex trade, and they're living a life of hell. This administration, what they've done on the border is disgusting.
You know, Tom, when we look at it, we can just throw this full screen up because it's just egregious. One of the illegals that is responsible for this, 11 counts of sex crimes. You got rape of a child, indecent assault, raping minors, a battery of a 14-year-old, battery of another 14-year-old. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And every single time, Tom, because you're right, we don't have the infrastructure. We don't talk to every single country, especially the ones that they're fleeing. They're fleeing for a reason. And then we just give.
And you do have some of you, you wicked ass Israelites, man, that come over here, just committing all types of wickedness. But we know where all of the crime is coming from, man. For the most part, you devils are always at the forefront of wickedness. All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 94 and verse 20. It says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?" And this is how they frame their mischief. It says, "They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous, and condemn the innocent blood." You know, this is their MO. And the Lord is going to defeat you devils, man. You're not going to, make America great again. Babylon is fallen. Okay, and the Lord is going to destroy you. There is no peace and safety. There's only destruction coming to Babylon the Great. And these devils know it, man. These other nations have in their mind to fight. Okay, and the wars are still going to go on. Trump is trying to come in as the new savior that's going to come and save Babylon the Great, giving a false narrative, man. The Lord is about to bring judgment. We're continuously, setting the stage, coming out week in and week out, testifying and prophesying of your end. And you got Jake at the forefront, blaming as well, man. And a lot of you, you raccoons, you ain't gonna make it, man. And this is all we see, day in and day out. Our people being misled, confused by the spirit of Babylon the Great. But they about to get a rude awakening. Because the Lord is about to let this devil bring out the guillotine, man. He's going to be putting a lot of you Hispanics, to death. That same thing that's going on over there in El Salvador with you Zebulonites. A lot of them are being put to death, being slaughtered, being put in these small cells, being isolated. Hey, the Lord is about to bring more judgment. All right. To the wicked of our people. 2/3 are about to get cut off and die over here, man. So with that, again, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rakakwadash.